Cloud.
ठीक है?
Yeah, got it.
Perfect, guys. I'm just on my right.
पुनीत, आपका लाइन बहुत स्केची है पुनीत. Hello Puneet. Sorry, Hrithik.
Sir, I think Ritik's voice is very much broken down. You can call him offline.
Yeah, I'm trying to call him. The call is not going through.
Okay, okay.
Busy aa rahe hain. Just give me 1 second. I'll try once more. Sure, Hrithik. Yeah, I see we have Sagar, Akshay, Chetan, and Sagar Singh online.
Guys, I just request you, so be interactive. Vikram sir is new to Zoom, right? And उनको मैंने काफी आपके बारे में बहुत अच्छा बताया है. So guys, please maintain that thing. Or sir, now
Yes.
this is yours. Right?
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Hrithik.
Okay, Vikram sir, all the best.
Thanks a lot, Hrithik. Okay, guys. I think we have had our introductions on WhatsApp, and let that WhatsApp channel always be there. Y'all can contact me at any time. Just giving y'all a head note now. So everyone are comfortable with English, right? My Hindi is very weak. Learned it in school. So everyone are comfortable in English?
Yes, yes.
Super.
Yes.
If y'all have any questions at any point of time, please stop me. We can have a small discussion around that and then proceed. All right?
All right.
See, by the end of the session, I want you all to understand these 3-4 topics that we are going to discuss about today. And let this discussion not be like classrooms. I know like everyone have the habit of sleeping in classrooms, right? So let it not be that way. And I know it's towards the end of the night as well, right?
Sure.
Cool. So something that I'm going to share my screen also side by side. I just have I've created a presentation with just the headings because I don't want to follow the PPT model and just take you through a normal class, but I want to show you personally how I use tools to help me manage my users, right? So a little background from where I come. I work in an B2B e-commerce company. So it is really challenging because it's not your traditional customers that you are selling to. You're selling to tier 2, tier 3 retailers. They don't understand what digital life is, what technology is, right? So the whole point of educating them on that and then taking informed decisions, right? So how do we take informed decisions? If I have to take an informed decision about a particular customer, I need to know what that customer is, who that customer is, what is his habits. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. So that's one of the main topics we are going to talk about today. It's all about segmentation, right? So now in this whole process of segmentation, there are different tactics or different learnings that we come across on a day-to-day basis of being a product manager. And some of them will be like your cohort analysis, your recency, frequency, and monetary segments. Then based on your customer lifetime value, like how much is a customer going to generate profit for us? So, and also based on their behavior. So there are different types of segments you can actually use, like, and motivate yourself to, do the right thing for the right customer. By then, that is what we want, right? In the end of the day, we want our customer to transact with us in any way possible. It can be a monetary way. It can be a person can come and watch your video on YouTube. So everything is a product, and how you handle your customers coming to that product is the key part over here. Cool. So as I was telling, in segmentation, we have different styles of segmentation and different learnings of segmentation. So the first one I would like to take you through is, let me just connect my screen. Okay, I think I would need to restart Zoom. Okay. Let me know when my screen is visible to all of you.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Super. All right. So as I told you, the first thing that we are going to learn about is segment, cohort and its analysis, right? So what is a cohort? Does anyone know what a cohort is? Has anyone learned about cohort?
No.
Cohort is nothing but the group of people who performing same action within a particular time frame.
Super.
Hmm.
You are there, Akshay. That's perfectly correct. So
Okay.
group of users segmented by a particular action or characteristics, right? So I can say like what can a group of user for an e-commerce company be? It could be users who joined at a particular time period, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Or it can be users who completed transactions. So they are like paid customers, right? Okay. So what does cohort help us do better? It allows to know if we are getting better and not just bigger. See, by the end of the day, you want the customers who are coming onto your product, right? Who are utilizing your everyone builds a product for a reason. Do you all agree that?
Yes.
We build it for a reason. And if your customer is coming into the app and not performing that the objective for why you have created that product, do you consider it good or do you consider it bad? Guys, if a user,
Definitely, it's bad, I think.
perfect, you are absolutely correct. So now, for example, in my company, it's a B2B e-commerce company. We have an app. A user comes into the app, he looks at prices and he just goes off. There's no use. He's using my app for as a comparison tool, but he's not using it to actually make a purchase. I don't make any profit in this, correct? So let us see how, so let me give you a background. So we recently launched a consumer app. So something we have been doing research with our retailers are, we are enabling them to buy products, but we are not enabling them to sell products. If I don't enable them to sell product, how will they buy more products from me, right? You take your Kinara store, right? Kirana store. So I'm selling products to this Kirana store, but he is not being able to sell it. If I help him sell more products, he will definitely source more products from me, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So what we did is we launched a consumer app recently, and it's been like 6 to 7 months, and we wanted to see how user retained onto the consumer app over different months, right? So say we have people onboarded in a particular month as 1,000 people, but after the end of 1 month, the next month they only say about 800 people came back into the app. The third month, there were 400 people who came from that group of 1,000, only 400 came back. So when you see over a period of time, a particular segment of users dilutes. So when it dilutes, you need to see why it's diluting and how you can increase conversions over there, right? So this is generally, the chart you are seeing is generally how we track user retention through cohort analysis over a period of time, right? So we generally measure what are the dips. If the dip is too much, say, for example, a user coming on the first month to a user coming on the third month, I should not have a dip of more than 8%. If it goes above that, I need to be signaled and I need to take action. Correct? So now how do we do this cohort analysis? We
Vikram sir, sorry to
yes,
interrupt you,
yeah, please,
but
please.
yes, so who said that benchmark that is the 8% should be the things with
Okay,
the
so this is what we set internally. So for different companies and different products, it would be like different benchmarks that you would set. In certain companies, like in Netflix, they would have just 4% of threshold that they need to see. If it goes below 4%, then target an activity for that set of users. So it's very individualistic that we set a benchmark.
but my question is, means is there some kind of parameters to set those benchmark, or means how it goes?
So for me, in terms of my company, what we do is we see overall, right? Like where the standard point is. So if I see a user retention standardizing at one particular level, so I set the benchmark around that. Say if for example, I have done a promotion for 50 rupees per customer, right? And okay, that might not be the right example. So I basically set benchmarks based on my past to see how over a period of time, say in December, I would have lesser transactions. So I allow, okay, 10 to 15%, it can go down. So it's more of, you have to play the field to understand which is your threshold.
Okay.
Okay, so this is coming to our consumer app. So something we did is through Google Analytics, we track how many users are onboarded in a particular month and how they dilute over a period of time, right? So for example, here, this is a good graph to show how we have been tracking our users, right? So in consumer app, we saw this is basically week 0 is where I've onboarded a set of consumers. Between December 8th to 14th, I onboarded 2,555 users. Are you able to see these numbers by any chance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. After week 1, where I was able to retain only 670 of those users. Week 2, I was able to retain 414 of those users. Do you see how these numbers keep dropping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what you would do is, like, for example, like how would I use cohort analysis? Say December 18th to December 14th, I ran a promotion saying, buy anything, get 50% off. December 15th to 21, those set of users ke liye, I told you buy anything, get 25% off. For December 22nd, I told enjoy same day shipping for all the products you order. You see, now every week there was a totally different setup of a marketing plan that we used, and we see which marketing plan actually works for us. If I see over a period of 6 weeks that the amount of user retention is stabilizing to an extent, then I would start investing more into that particular mode of marketing. Do you agree or not?
Sir, could you please repeat the last sentence? I didn't hear it properly.
Okay. So let's take an example, right? Let us take a product which, okay. So for example, now everyone are aware of e-commerce, right? Everyone have used Amazon and Flipkart.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Say Flipkart in week 1, they ran a promotion saying, I will give discounts, say 50% discounts, okay, for all the users who joined between January 1st to January 7th. Okay. Say I have 1,000 people who joined in, right? But over a period of 6 months, I see that this retention rate kept on going down